Hello, welcome to Let's Play Blackbook. I haven't figured out exactly. I've toyed around with the idea of one thing, but I'm not sure I'm in the mood to do that thing right yet. So then I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a scroll with writing on both sides and sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a mighty angel proclaiming in a loud voice, "Who is worthy to break the seals and open the scroll?" But no one in heaven or on earth or under the earth could open the scroll or even look inside it. So this game starts with Revelations. Now we're going to do a new game because I've been playing this. I'm in chapter 3, but I'm going to go ahead and restart it. We could do Nightmare, which we're not going to do. Koldunya, which is like Koldun is sorcerer, so I'm assuming this is like a master sorcerer. Same with this is like probably a journeyman. This is Apprentice. We're not going to do Apprentice. I'm having enough fun with it at normal, so I'm going to choose normal.
Once upon a time, evil spirits dwelled here, but in a sense, they still do. I will tell you a story. It happened long ago, even before the revolution. It happened here, not far from Cherdin. I heard my grandmother tell it. A man was fostering an orphan girl. He was a Noah. Everyone called him Old Yegor. She didn't want to become a witch, but he taught her his craft. She was to be married to a special young man. I can't recall what exactly happened, but this young man took his own life. He was later buried beyond the gates of the churchyard. Which meant that he would pass straight to hell. As for the orphan, Vasilisa, she refused to accept it. She was intent on bringing back his soul from the inferno. To do this, she would need to break the 7 seals of the Blackbook, which Old Igor kept, and retrieve him. And it was for that reason that Vasilisa agreed to become a witch. But to become one, she needed to be initiated in a banya or at a crossroads. And so, Vasilisa set out for the crossroads.
Now I did an unboxing video of this recently. And so you may have already seen this. Perm Governorate, 1879. Okay.
I slept poorly last night. Been waiting, hoping for you to return. But you haven't. You never sat at the table. Where are you now, sweetheart? Where are you headed? Relatives? And from the warm summer, departed? There's no entrance or exit for you, it seems. Cold Mother Earth. There isn't even a churchyard fence to hold on to. Enough. I don't believe you would do this to yourself. It'll all be well. All will be well. I'll accept this knowledge from Grandpa, though I know what you thought of that. But there's no other choice. I'll drag you from that road myself. Sleep for now. Sleep. I won't be long.
Now I'm going to be trying my best not to get many sin. I've been told that I've read along in some places not to worry about sin too much, but I just don't like ignoring that. I need to keep to the crossroads. The pine needles are golden with the sun already. The trees are whispering. The wind is cold. The sun is setting. Old Igor must be wondering where I am by now. Yep, okay. They didn't bury him in the holy ground. Okay. Unclean dead, they say. I will never believe it. He couldn't have done this to himself or me. We can turn out the candles, or we can turn them on. Pick up our herb over here. It's a nice little healing item. That's out towards the crossroads. But there's also this. The spring is so hot this year. I don't have time to work in the field now. Soon the Chots will work with me, as they did for old Igor. Yep, and to the crossroads. And we're at the prologue. Initiation of a witch.
The darkness of the night is filled with anticipation. You're at Mikhail's crossroads, along with old Yegor. You know the ritual that has to be done, but you've never thought of what might happen once it's complete. However, the time to draw the circle has come.
Oh, I've never gone directly to talk to him. I always look around first. Crosses look old. It seems people were buried here quite some time ago. Clearly, the gold bits here mark the graves of the unclean. Otherwise, why would they be near crossroads? Shape of an izba, or a hut with a schematic roof. The word also refers to the cellar of an izba. Oops. They say Mikhail the merchant was killed here by factory workers on the run. That's why it's called Mikhail's Crossroads. Is it possible he's under one of those gold bits? No, we don't want to talk to him just yet. If you look around, you can usually find herbs. I found there are eyes in the forest. Ritual candles. This is our first item. If I go over here, go to the items, it's already equipped. 60 miles, Solik Mesk 102 miles, Nairobi 21 miles. My outpost has been here for a long time. The paint is almost gone. My Red Riding Hood inspired character is from sort of the same region, if you can consider California and Alabama the same region, which you really shouldn't. So, not at all the same region. But it's been giving me some ideas for that character in that Scion game, if it ever gets started. Oh! Oh, I did not know you could do this. WASDA. Oh, you can free. Don't have to click. This is so much nicer. See. I think you have to stop in order. Ooh, 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 ooh. Reward. Another herb that I'd never noticed before. Cool. Check around sides, because sometimes there'll be a little triangle that pops up on the edges, just out of line of sight. And those are important sometimes. So I think we got everything.
So, have you found the candles? Well done. All by yourself at that. Seems my teachings were not lost on you after all. Now let's draw a circle. Be careful not to leave any gaps, otherwise we'll be crushed by evil spirits.
So we're going to make a circle and fight a impressive looking but ultimately weak hellhound.
I've made a circle. Is it alright, Grandfather?
The circle is drawn. No gaps, good. Too late to dither now.
You think that I can help him?
Sure you can. You can do anything when you have the book. So says the legend.
And so says the person who was never even able to open the first seal. I don't trust old Igor at all. I'm pretty sure he has ulterior motives. I mean, one thing is, if a witch dies without passing on their power, bad stuff happens to them.
Well, go on. It it's time for you to take my knowledge. Such a long time we've spent together. Parting with it is bittersweet. Well, take it.
So yeah, he's basically trying to escape. Click.
Would you look at that? What power emanates from the book? The seal is open. It seems great sorcery lurks in you. Well, think about it later. Now speak the words I taught you.
I could say I'm scared. I've never done this before.
Oh, Grandpa. I'm scared. I don't know if I can.
Don't you fret, Vasya. If you run, you'll perish. So come on, speak the words. And soon you'll be a witch. I know you won't falter.
I'll get up without crossing myself, but I will go to the crossroads. On the crossroads, I'll draw a circle and step into it, and I shall speak. Good merchants, come and buy my cat. For this cat, give me neither inconvertible ruble nor a fine hat. But bestow me with knowledge of the dark, and eyes with vision sharp. So as I have said, so it will be. My words are stone.
Here are your merchants. Now listen carefully. If you value your life to become a witch, you have to defeat this demon. Time for your first Zagavar.
Welcome to your first battle. Each battle consists of turns. You and your enemy take turns, but you always get to go first. You win when you destroy all enemies before you, reducing their health to 0. So we're going to do this one. It's, oops, try using Urazi. Press the end turn button to recite your Zagavar. You don't actually hear them say, so I don't know how they're supposed to be pronounced. And the ritual candles gave us defense. The previous turn have changed. The book alters the pages each time. Enemy attacks can be blocked with defense. Defense shields you from damage but disappears on your next turn. Recite the Avdelay, which has the effect of defense. So, yeah.
Such enchanted words protect from demons, but this protection fades quickly. Now draw up a complete Zagavar.
You may combine several pages into a Zagavar. We start with 2 orders and a key. Maximum 3 pages is indicated. Zagavar consists of orders and keys. You can currently recite a Zagavar consisting of 2 orders and 1 key. You can see the type. This is an order, and these are keys. So, he is going to attack us for 1. So I'm going to do this and this. Because you can see what he's going to do from up here. He's going to bite us. And do a defense of 3. Enemy turn.
Good job, Vasya. This demon is nearly beaten. A couple more spells to rid the world of it.
Blackbook helps you predict your enemy's actions. Study the enemy's intents carefully to upset their plans. So, this is basically dot damage over time. It won't get to that, but it would kill him on when his turn started, basically. If I let him have his turn.
Take that, you monkey, hellhound.
Mangi.
Well, now, Vasya, answer this maw. You'll be a witch as soon as you return. Well, safe travels.
Okay. Here we go. So comes from a time period, and there's a lot of this still, I guess, around where Christianity blended a lot with the older religions of the area, folk religions, or I don't know, maybe they had. I don't know enough about it to know for sure. Um, but they started, doing the whole thing of the people that would interact with the spirits and intercede with the spirits on behalf of the locals and all that, the sorcerers. And it got the local spirits got painted with the brush of like angels and demons. So a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new. And it's all relatively old to us by this time.
Is that you, Vasilisa? I should congratulate you, for the first seal is open. Only 6 remain. Oh, but will you be able to open the rest? This is another matter entirely.
How to become a witch. I just noticed that. I'm wondering if all the chapters are how to do a thing. Who are you?
What sort of devil are you?
How rude, Vasilisa. I'm your chief advisor. It is I who grants you the powers of a Khaldun. We will become better acquainted in time, I presume.
I'm curious. Can the Blackbook grant any wish?
Indeed. As legend dictates, who knows? Perhaps you shall meet your beloved soon. Who is worthy to open the scroll and break its seals? No one in heaven, on earth, or beneath it has ever been able to open the scroll or look upon it. Yet.
How do I open the seals?
Oh. Can't figure it out by yourself, girl. I'm disappointed in you.
Okay.
Let me return to the land of the living.
Not just yet. Have you forgotten your purpose? I name you a witch. How many demons will you take on for your service?
I haven't said this one yet. I'm still planning on doing the difficulty of trying to stay as low sin as possible. Just because it's more fun for me if I'm not doing terrible things to people. But I'm going to do it.
Well, I will certainly need the help of demons. So give me as many as possible.
That's the spirit.
Oh, well, so much for that. The outcome of some events of the game is yours to decide. Your sin counter will change according to your decisions. There are good things we can do to get rid of that. Affects your choice of replies as well as game endings. They say each person has an angel on their right shoulder and a devil on their left, but to whom you turn your ear is entirely up to you.
But you are still too weak. Soon you will have 3 charts at your command.
You get 3 regardless.
That's enough for now. Now go. Perhaps we'll meet again. If you manage to open the seals.
We'll see.
What? Well, are you awake? The sun rose while you were coming to. Had to drag you home. I understand it's not easy to pass through the devil's domain. So, you've seen it?
Huh? Are we home? Seems like it was all a dream. The devil made me a witch.
Well, then it is a good day. What did I tell you? You should have become a witch a long time ago.
It isn't easy being a Koldun. Becoming one is a terrifying experience. People tell a lot of stories. One in particular comes to mind. A man decided to punish his neighbor for changing the boundary of his field to a neighboring one. He went to a Koldun and asked, "Give me a chort with which to curse my neighbor." The Koldun replied, "It's not as simple as that. Do as I say and you will have your chort." He then told him they would need to go to a banya at midnight. So the man gathered his courage and took along his rifle and his cross. Oh, it is scary at the banya, which is a crossroads. He loaded his gun with his cross and shot at the hearth. A fiery dog emerged and opened its maw. The only option was to climb inside, and even though his instincts told him to, he stopped himself from making the sign of the cross. He recalled at the last moment that if he did so, he would lose his hand. He climbed down into the hearth, of course. What would you have done? As soon as he entered the maw, he saw fidgety little people sitting behind set tables. "I want one small chort with which I can curse my neighbor," the imps replied matter-of-factly. "We come in no fewer than 3. The man awoke in the banya with 3 chorts. "Father, give us work. We want to eat." He gave them a cat to curse and some other small tasks. Some more and more chorts appeared. He tried to keep up with the demands of the chorts, but he soon grew exhausted in mind and body. In the end, the chorts took to entertaining themselves with the villagers until all of the inhabitants were cursed. A man from Vyatka once lived in our village. He would tell us stories. One involved a miller that had to make offerings to a shishiga, or else she would prevent the mill's mechanism from turning. As an offering, he gave part of his stores of flour, grain, and breadcrumbs. On occasion, he forgot and offered nothing. Sure enough, the windmill ground to a halt. When the man went to investigate inside the mill, there was the shishiga sitting on the grinder, threatening him with her finger outstretched. She suddenly vanished. The miller gathered some tobacco and threw it at the shadows in the corners of the mill at midnight. The windmill started to turn again, and the shishiga stopped causing mischief. So these balichkas, I can't pronounce it, are stories from actual real-life folk tales. But you need to read them because there are certain questions you get asked, and if you can answer them appropriately, and the hints are in these, then you can get more XP. Looking in the northern part of Perm Gubernaria, Finno-Ugric beliefs were closely interwoven with those of Christianity, creating a unique cultural blend. The first trade route from Europe to Asia passed through Tjerden, transforming every river, creek, mountain, and hill into a part of European and Asian history. As in any neophyte initiation, the sorcerer called Koldun has to pass through the maw of a beast at a crossroads of Banya, or whatever may constitute a boundary space. Most often the initiation took place at a Banya, and that is why the beast is often represented by a fiery dog. In different cultural traditions, the neophyte has to pass through the maw of the totemic ancestor. Interestingly, in the Tjerden region, the tradition has been partially preserved. In the geographic zone where Russian people interact closely with the Komi people, Kolduns have to pass through the maw of the white swan, capercaillie, pike, lizard, or bear. All these are totemic ancestors of the Komi Permians, and we can see the evidence of this in traditional bronze plaques and amulets and the crossroads. One of the key points of travel between the world of the living and the depths of the underworld, it is a place that exists as the boundary between worlds. That is why the heroes of fairy tales often stop at crossroads. They must choose their path, however. Any path they choose leads to the world of unliving, so the so-called faraway kingdom. It is here that they must battle the serpent, or Koshé, who embodies the undead, as well as overcome other difficult challenges. And we have our items and our herbs. Now, reading the lore isn't just idle side stuff. It actually gives you hints, like I said, of things to do.
Well, what's done is done. The legend says that your wish is behind the 7 seals. I could never open the first one.
So how are you so certain that it can grant our wish?
Here's the second seal.
I've said that a lot, I know.
The aspen one.
How do I open it? Maybe it was the demon at the crossroads that opened the first.
Perhaps. I think that demons do play a part. But what spirit is the aspen one? I'll have to rack my brain a bit. Maybe there's something in the books.
Actually, I think I'm only in chapter 2 now that I think of it. Because this is the
yourself
prologue.
are a witch now. I knew that you would not let me down. The news of your enlightenment has spread already. Must be the Suset case. who told the heads of the families. Now people will come to you for advice. I am old now, not many teeth left. My Koldun powers are waning. Now it is you who will help the people around here. Perhaps you will even find the right demon for your problem. Well, while you were coming to your senses, I've already spoken to most of the visitors. There's only one left. He's waiting behind the door. Look around for a start. Your book is over there, on the table. Do you remember how I taught you bookbinding? Afterwards, see to that visitor of yours. Some evil spirit has been giving him trouble. Got it?
The devil?
You yourself met this devil?
I was initiated as a Koldun once. I saw this devil, who gave me my charts. I couldn't even lift the first seal. And you, all you needed was one touch, and it's gone already. It seems there is great power within you. Got it?
Okay, let's get to work.
I got it, Grandpa. Time to get to work.
Look for the spirits around the district. Maybe we'll get lucky with the seals. We should not tarry. Who knows? Perhaps after 40 days have passed, we won't be able to help. God bless.
Okay. So, yeah, there's apparently a time limit. But anyway, that's it for this first video, and I'll see you in the next one.